What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. So today's Yu-Gi-Oh video is actually all about reprints and a new archetype that actually goes against the Dogmatika archetype that we saw in, what was it, like Rise of the Duelists or something like that. So the reprints are going to be off of the set Selection 10, and also the Prismatic God box, which I have talked about multiple times on the channel. So let's actually look at the Selection 10 reprints, because judging by what I see on my laptop, it looks as if we are getting Cypher Blade Dragon. It looks like, yeah. So okay, so we're getting Cypher Dragon, Cypher Blade Dragon, Lava Volcano Handmaiden, Lavalval Dragon, and Molten Conduction Field. So let's actually look at those cards. So let's actually look at those last three, because Cypher Dragon, Cypher Blade Dragon, we already know what they do, so there's no point in talking about them. But those last three I do want to talk about in this video, because it seems as if because Lavals actually, they did okay for a while, and then they just fell off the face of the earth. So what's the card? Laval Dragon? No, I don't want that. I want this. Give me that. Give me organization. Give me organization. Thank you. Laval Volcano Handmaiden. No, I don't want the BAM. I don't want BAM. There we go, finally. I swear, I swear, every time I look up cards on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki website, it always fucks me over. I don't know why. Okay, so Lava Volcano Handmaiden was actually released in Hidden Arsenal 6. Okay, so Hidden Arsenal 6, I think was, what was it, Gen X and a few other archetypes as well, but it is a fire attribute Pyro Tuner monster with 100 attack, 200 defense, and is a 1-star monster. When this card is sent to the graveyard, if you have a lawful monster in your grave other than this card, you can send one lawful monster from your deck to your grave. So it's essentially like a Foolish Burial. Okay, so that's pretty cool. It's kind of a Foolish Burial. I don't know if this card was any useful back when this set was released. Obviously, you guys can comment below if it was, but yeah, it's like a Foolish Burial for Laval, so that's pretty cool. That's actually kind of cool. Lavalval Dragon. Let's take a look. Lavalval Dragon. Here we are. So Lavalval Dragon. Oh! This is Hidden Arsenal 5. Oh, that's right. That's right. Hidden Arsenal. I think it was like what? What was it like? Lavals, Gen X, Allied Justice, Ice Barrier, and there was like one other archetype that I don't remember. I think Gem Knights as well. Fire attribute Dragon Synchro, 5-star, 2000 attack, 1100 defense, and it's a tuner, non-tuner fire. Okay, so it's sort of generic. You can shuffle 2 level monsters from your graveyard into your main deck to target one card your opponent controls and return it to the hand. Oh, that is pretty. That is pretty broken. I have to admit that is pretty broken, because you're literally recycling 2 cards. It's kind of like a what was it? it's kind of like a reverse pot of acquisitiveness, where you're taking cards but instead of taking cards from your banish zone, you're taking cards from your graveyard. But instead of drawing a card, you're popping a card from your opponent's field back to the hand. So you can easily target Borderless Savage, Bortle Sword, Appaloosa, Vortex Dragon, pretty much any problematic card that would wipe out your board like that. That is a pretty busted ass card. That's pretty busted, I have to admit. Molten Conduction Field. I think, isn't that the field spell? Molten Conduction Field. I believe, isn't that the field spell for them? Yeah, it is. It's the field spell for Lavels, I think. No, it is not. It is not. Send 2 level monsters from your deck to the graveyard. You want to talk about broken? How's that for broken? That right there is just broken on its own. Send 2 level monsters from your deck to your grave. It's a double Foolish Burial. It's literally a Foolish Burial. That's pretty good. Okay, you know what? Honestly, I like those cards. I love the Lavels. I didn't think they would get... I didn't know if they had any play, because I know that they got some play back when they got support in the core sets. Other than that, I really didn't... I don't think they had any other support. Because it has been a while since we got since we got support for Lavels. So getting support for Lavels would be pretty cool. In fact, I heard that in the next OCG structure deck poll, they're going to what'd you call it? They're going to put Lavels as like one of the new archetypes, or as one of the archetypes, or something like that. But now it's time to reveal the 3 new cards and the OCG reprints for the Prismatic God box. I'm gonna be honest here. The 3 new cards are cards that were printed in the 2020 Tin of Lost Memories. So we have Successor Soul. We have, was it Strength and Unity? Yes, so yeah, Strength and Unity, and also Destined Rivals. So those are the new cards. If you're wondering about what I'm gonna do with this tin, I'm actually just gonna keep it sealed, because it's more valuable when it's sealed. So, as for the reprints, close that up. As for the reprints, we have. Okay, seriously, like, my laptop is being stupid. So we have Dark Magician and Blue Eyes White Dragon, both from the Legendary Collection. The artwork from the Legendary Collection. We have Raw Sphere Mode, Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, Necroface, which is a really good reprint. Tribute Burial. I didn't think we would ever get that printed, but I think it was printed in, what was it, Rivals of the Pharaoh? So we finally got that printed. It's been a while. Exchange of the Spirit, and then for the Prismatic Rares, we have the 3 Egyptian God cards. We have Slifer, Obelisk, and Ra. Yes, as Prismatic Rares. According to what this photo, according to these photos. So, if you guys don't know anything about Necroface or any of the other few cards, let me look at Necroface. So Necroface is actually quite the unique card. It's a very unique card, I will say. It is a 4-star Dark Attribute Zombie with 1200 attack, 1800 defense. If this card is normal summon, if this card is normal summon, shuffle all banished cards. Hang on, close that ad. Thank you. Shuffle all banished cards into the deck. This card gains 100 attack for each card shuffled into the main deck by this effect. If this card is banished, each player banishes 5 cards from the top of their deck or their entire deck if less than 5. So this is essentially ensuring that you pretty much win by deck out. So if you run 3 of these, you're ensuring you win by deck out. Literally, that's how broken this card was back in the day. And then Tribute Burial, I believe that was used in the anime by Marek Ishtar, and if I remember correctly, I think, I don't remember what Tribute Burial did. I think it was like banish 2 cards from your... I think it was like banish 1 card from both graveyards, summon a monster, I think it was. You cannot special summon for the rest of the turn. Once during this turn, you can conduct a tribute summon. Their cards 2 tribute... Yep, I thought so. Literally, you tribute 1 monster from both your graveyard and your opponent's graveyard, and you can summon a monster, which is pretty good. Which is pretty good because you can do blue eye. You can tribute one of your opponent's monsters from your graveyard and one of your own. Summon like a blue eyes or something. You just like go for game or something like that. That's actually pretty cool. It's a pretty cool card. It actually didn't get a whole lot of play when it was released. Truth be told, it did not get a whole lot of play, which honestly didn't surprise me because it was just an anime card. And then Exchange of the Spirit is kind of interesting because with Exchange of the Spirit, you literally, both you and your opponent swap your own graveyard with your main deck. So whatever cards you have in your graveyard, that becomes your main deck, and the cards that are in your main deck is your graveyard, which was absolutely stupid back then, in the anime. Absolutely stupid, but nowadays it doesn't see a whole lot of play, unless if you were running like Grand Maju or something like that, and you banished and you had like a good amount of cards like in your graveyard or something, then yeah, something like a Grand Maju deck or even an Exodia deck, that a card like that is pretty cool. It is pretty good. All right, you guys. Now I'm going to be talking about the new archetype that's in Blazing Vortex that combats against the Dogmatika archetype. And what's interesting about this new archetype is that it's the archetype itself. It says here, follow Albaz and Ecclesia as they continue their wacky adventures as they're pursued by the Dogmatika forces. So obviously Albaz and Ecclesia are being followed by literally the entire Dogmatika archetype. And there are quite a few cards here. If I can scroll, thank you. So we have a total of, 5 new cards? Yes, we actually, I believe we have a total of 5. Oh, we have a whole lot of cards here. Holy shit. Okay, so I'll try to, explain as best as I can while having some spare time left over. Alright, so the first one here is, so the archetype is sprigguns. It's one whole word, so sprigguns. So the first one here is sprigguns, Rocky, 4-star fire machine with 1800 attack and 800 defense. Both of its effects are a once per turn each. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target one sprigguns monster or vast desert Golgonda in your graveyard except Rocky added to your hand. So it's essentially like a essentially like a Strato, so I don't really need to say much about it. If this card is in your hand, field, or graveyard, you can target one Sprigguns Xyz monster you control, attach this card to it as material. So it has an effect similar to Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, where you can take a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon and attach it to Photon Lord as its material. So that's actually a really good effect. Next one here, we have Sprigguns Ped. Yeah, Ped or Ped. I don't know how to pronounce it. 4-star fire machine, 0 attack, 2000 defense. Both of its effects once per turn. You can tribute this card, then target one Sprigguns monster in your grave except this card, and special summon it. So it's essentially like a 1-for-1 in a weird way, where you send this card to the grave and then special summon a monster, but instead of it being from the deck, it's actually from the graveyard. So it's kind of like a 1-for-1 Monster Reborn type of deal. And then its second effect is pretty much the same. With the Xyz. So again, if this card is in the hand, field, or grave, target 1 Xyz, attach it to the card's material. The other one here is sprigguns Banger, 8-star fire machine. So it's like, I guess this is like one of the big beaters, sort of. 500 attack, 2500 defense. Both of its effects are once per turn each. First effect is the same as the second effect for the other two cards. Attach the card to it, add to an Xyz as material. Second effect says you can banish both this card and 1 sprigguns monster from your graveyard, except Banger. Add 1 sprigguns card from your deck to your hand. So again, it's a Stratos. But you're banishing cards. So it's not too bad. Not too bad. Next up here we have Captain Sarges, 8-star fire machine, 1500 attack, 2800 defense. Hard once per turn each. Again, it's the same thing. Attached as material. During your opponent's turn, as a quick effect, you can detach 1 Xyz material. You can detach a material from a monster you control, then target a face-up card in the field and destroy it. And then its third effect says a sprigguns Xyz monster with this card as material gains this effect, gains 500. So it's like a, it's literally like a Mahavilo of sorts. No, kind of like a Mahavilo of sorts. Then we have the Xyz monster, which I guess is one of the boss monsters for the archetype. It's Sprigguns Ship X-Blower. Rank 8 Fire Machine Xyz, 1600 attack, 2500 defense. 2 or more level 8 monsters. Both are once per turn each. Choose 1 monster zone or spell and trap zone on your opponent's field. Detach any number of materials from this card, and if you do, destroy the cards in your opponent's cards your opponent controls up to the number of materials you detach in that chosen zone or monster zone and or spell and trap zone to the top, to the bottom, or adjacent to that zone. Pretty confusing if you ask me. During your opponent's main or battle phase, as a quick effect, you banish this card until the end phase. Okay, basically it's like an interdimensional matter transporter where you can protect this card by simply just banishing it, which is really good. Okay, so now we're going into the spells and traps. So we have Sprigguns Watch, which is a normal spell. Add 1 vast desert Golganga from your deck to your hand. If you control it in your field zone, you can apply this effect instead. Add 1 Sprigguns monster from your deck to your hands and send 1 Sprigguns monster from your deck to the grave. So it's like a strat. So with that effect, it's a Stratos mixed in with a Foolish Burial. So you're able to. So I think I understand. I think I get the gist of this. It's basically where you're able to recycle your cards from back into your deck, Foolish Burial your cards to your grave, and then just special summon them to your field. Go into your rank 8 plays, and then just attach those rank 8s. Attach those rank 8s with multiple cards and just go and basically go full combo. So I think I get the gist of it. And then of course we have the field spell, Vast Desert Golganga. You can only use this card's name second and third effects once per turn each. So the first one here, the first effect, Sprigguns Xyz monsters on the field gain 1000 attack. So it's essentially like an Axe of Despair sort of. If you do not control a Sprigguns Xyz monster, you can discard 1 Sprigguns card, special summon 1 Sprigguns Xyz monster from your extra deck, which is pretty good. So if you don't have any Xyz monsters on board, you can send 1 Sprigguns card from your from your hand, and then target an Xyz monster from the extra deck. So it's a pretty good effect. So it's kind of like a Waking the Dragon of sorts. If a face-up Xyz monster you control leaves the field by a card effect, You can target one monster your opponent controls, and it cannot attack for the rest of the turn. So it's like a Fiendish Chain, sort of. Like kind of like a Fiendish Chain where it's unable to attack. Then we have Sprigguns Call, which is one of the normal trap cards. Both of its effects are once per turn each. Target one Sprigguns monster or Fallen of Albaz in your graveyard. Special summon it. Monster Reborn. It's a Monster Reborn. Plain and simple. During either player's turn, except during the turn this card was sent to the grave, you can banish this card and a fusion monster from your grave, and target a Sprigguns Exceeds monster you control. Attach one fusion monster that lists Fallen of Albaz as fusion material from your extra deck to that target as Exceeds material. Okay, so basically, again, it's like a Waking the Dragon, sort of, where if a monster you have is sent to the graveyard, you can summon a monster from the extra deck, no matter what it is, whether it's a synchro, whether it's a fusion, whether it's a link, or even an Exceeds monster as well, which is pretty good, and which is pretty cool, pretty unique. Some of these I would put as especially with the Exceeds monsters, I would put them at 2, just because you don't really want to like clog your extra deck with a bunch of random cards. Next up we have Sprigguns Blast. If you control a Sprigguns monster, choose one main monster zone your opponent's field on your opponent's field. If there is a face-up monster in that zone, it cannot attack directly, and its effects are negated until the end of the turn. If there is no monster in that zone, it cannot be used for the rest of the turn. If you control a fusion which lists Fallen of Albaz as material, you can choose 2 zones with this effect. So it's basically like a kind of like an Ojama Duo, Ojama Trio, where monster zones can't be used, basically. So it's pretty good. We are actually low on time right now. So how many cards do we have? Oh, we have a few left. Okay, so next up we have Brigade Rendezvous. Okay, so this one is the Brigades. Okay, so we do have Brigades here as well. This one again is Rendezvous. It's a quick play spell. Target any number of linked Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast monsters you control. They gain 700 attack points until the end of the turn. Nothing much to say about that. It's kind of like a magic formula of sorts. If a linked Beast Warrior, Wing Beast monster, or monsters you control would be destroyed by battle card effect, you can banish the card from your grave instead. So it's essentially like a Return of the Dragon Lords, where you can protect your cards with that card instead. Brigade Kit, which is a level 2 Fire Beast, 700 attack, 1000 defense. To summarize what this card does, so you can basically special summon one Beast, Wing Beast, or Beast Warrior Link monster with the same Link rating as the number you you banish from your extra deck. So basically, yeah, so basically you're able to just summon Link monsters from your graveyard, from your extra deck. And you cannot also use cards as Link materials for the rest of the turn, except, Beast, Wing Beast, Beast Warrior. The second effect pretty much just says, if this card is sent to the grave, you can send a Brigade monster from your deck to the grave, except Kit. So that effect is a Foolish Burial. And then the last two here, we have Splint, the Steel Express Dragon, which actually requires a Fallen of Albaz. And then the last one here is a Dogmatic Genesis. So this basically, so this card is mainly going up against the Albaz, line, basically. So with this card, with the fusion, you're able to move this card to another main monster zone on your field, and then you can destroy all face-up cards in this in the column that card is currently in. So it's basically like a War Legacy Guard Dragon of sorts, which is pretty good. The second effect says during the end phase, if the card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can take a sprigguns monster or a Felon of Albus from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. So it has an effect similar to the White Stone of Ancients, which is really, really good. And then Genesis says target one banished fusion, synchro, exceeds, or link monster and one effect monster your opponent controls that has the same card type. Return the banished monster into the extra deck, and if it does, negate the effects of that opponent's monster. So honestly, this new archetype, I absolutely love it. I honestly don't think that it's gonna be like meta defying compared to the to the whole armed dragon thing. But again, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So it might see some play, at a future YCS or something like that. That's pretty much all. That's just my honest opinion. But what do you guys think about that archetype? Let me know in the comments below. That is the question of the day, and that is going to do it for this video. So hopefully you guys enjoy. If you did, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys love seeing these types of videos for WWE and for Yu-Gi-Oh, definitely hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links are down in the description below. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.